awake. Hello out there in TV land, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about Edge of Sleep starring Markiplier. But before we do that, let's go ahead and like and subscribe. It really does help the channel. I really appreciate it. And now let's get into it. So Edge of Sleep stars Markiplier as Dave Torres, a night watchman who's had chronic night terrors his whole life. So he always has a hard time sleeping. And basically he finishes a shift with his friend Mateo. They decided to go to a party where everyone is already passed out, basically, and then they realize the people that have passed out are dead, and they're not waking up. They go to a hospital, and then they meet a nurse named Linda, and then basically through the course of the events, they find out that everybody that goes to sleep dies, basically. And that's the premise of this show. Like, this show is basically you go to sleep and you die. And it's super fucking intense. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let's just start with Markiplier real quick. I know of Markiplier, but I don't know Markiplier, if that makes any sense. Like, I am not like a huge Markiplier fan. I know about him through other stuff. I've seen some of his videos. A friend of mine, she's a super huge Markiplier fan. Shout out to you, Care Bear. But I don't really know him like that. I've seen him. He seems funny. Seems like a nice human being, actually, which is always a pleasant. So, yeah. So, when I saw him in this role, I was blown away. My man got some acting chops. He wasn't fucking around. He was doing some really good stuff. Also, one of the things I like most about him in this is he seems like a really funny individual, and because I've seen a lot of his comedic stuff, but here it's a super serious situation. So he's not really there's no real him being funny here. Now he gets some good dry humor jokes that I really like. He has some great dry humor stuff. But he's not being funny. He's not like, oh yeah, no. He is acting, and like they got him doing a lot, from having nightmares, sweating, screaming, being in constant pain. He is definitely doing a lot, and considering this is like the first thing I've seen him in, and I think this is like the first role he's ever done as far as like like a show or a movie. Yeah, he did a great job. So, like, good. Hey, shout out to you, Markiplier. You did great. Like, I was definitely captivated by your performance. His best friend, Mateo, who's played by Franz Derma, he did a really good job. For those who might not know the actor, he's played a couple of things. He was in The Edge of Tomorrow as one of the soldiers that Tom Cruise was working with. He was in Attack the Block, where a bunch of kids from the hood fight aliens, and he was most people might know him from CW's Legends of Tomorrow or The Flash, where he played Firestorm, the second one. So yeah, he's been around. He did a great job as well. He was really good. He was kind of meant to be like the more lively of the two, because him and Mark or him and Dave, Mark's character, are best friends, are good friends, at least I should say. So like, where Mark is kind of like the more calm, trying to think it through, trying to be logical in a horrible situation, Mateo is more of the the guy who's all in his emotions and kind of starts crashing out sometimes, but he keeps it together when necessary, which is something I did like about his character and all the characters here. For the most part, even though this situation is super dire, people were pretty like, we need to handle this. Like, they were adults. A lot of times we watch this sort of shit, people will start crashing out and all the time and doing crazy shit. And they were having moments where they're upset and sad, depressed, and crazed, but they were like adults about it. So I like that. Kay Down plays Dave's ex-girlfriend and a recovering addict. She did a good job. She was good in her role. Linda Russo, she plays the nurse that they run into when they realize, if you fall asleep, you die. She does a really good job. She's a great. She has a great personality in this, as far as being the sharp, like quick-witted nurse, and she's very helpful to all of them. Like, she's the one making a lot of discoveries because she's the nurse and they're doing all sorts of stuff. And she does a good job. She's played a lot of stuff. She was in the 100, and she's in the show Watson with Morris Chestnut. I think it's on CBS. So she plays a doctor on that as well. So she's doing. She does a really good job in this, and that's really all the cast on. There are a few other people in here, but they don't matter. This show is 6 episodes. Each episode is like 25 minutes, and they focus on those 4 people. You don't really need to care about anybody else because they're probably gonna fall asleep and die. So there you go. But like, it's really, really good. Like, and like I heard the show when my friend told me about it. It was based on a podcast, and then I guess Markiplier wanted to make it into a series or something like that. So yeah, man. So it's kind of crazy that they even did this, but this is a really good show. It has a lot of Lovecraftian horror to it, like outbreaks and cosmic horror elements. It also has a very relatable dread of, basically being killed when you're most vulnerable, when you fall asleep. Like, cause I'll be honest with you, like, I personally don't like sleeping. I know it's like a crazy thing to say, but I don't like it. Everybody likes sleeping. I don't know. I just kind of wish I could just never sleep sometimes, because I just don't like it. I mean, like, my favorite, not my favorite, but the slasher that got me the most when I was a child was Freddy Krueger, because you gotta go to sleep. You have to. Your body cannot sustain without sleep. It just can't do it. And they even addressed that in the show, like when he meets the nurse and they meet the nurse, most of them have been up like 24 or 48 hours, give or take, because they work night shift and they work whatever. But like, they basically addressed that they need to figure out what's going on before they hit the 72-hour mark, because then you start shutting down, you start having health issues, your mind starts kind of collapsing on itself. Like, you just, it's just a lot of just like, nah. So, like, yeah. Also, a lot of the other thing that was really good about this was the visual. It had a great visual flair, very vivid imagery, very unsettling imagery, with the dream people and the strange triangles and branded stuff and just all the craziness. The imagery for this was just fucking insane, like 100%. But long story short, this is a really good series. I hope it gets a season 2. Part of the reason I watched this is because, once again, my friend told me about it. My little Care Bear, she told me about it. And Markiplier has another movie coming out called Iron Lung, which is based off a video game. So I figured, hey, let me see what his acting range is like, so I can kind of prepare myself. And the man did not disappoint. He did a hell of a job. I am super pumped to see Iron Lung now. And I honestly hope this gets a season 2. Maybe if Iron Lung does well, YouTube or whoever will be like, all right, we'll give you money for season 2. By the way, if you want to watch this, this is on Tubi and it's on YouTube for free. Like, they have all 6 episodes. It's officially on YouTube for free, so you can go watch it. So, yeah, man, I highly recommend going to check this out. If you're a Markiplier fan, if you're a fan of Lovecraftian horror and stuff like that, dreams and shit like that, you should go check this out. And yeah, man, this is good shit, man. So, I would definitely give this season, should I give it like 8 out of 10? Like, those the only reason I would give it a 10, but like, I wish the episodes had been long. Honestly, if this show had been like an hour per episode, so they could really explore some things, I probably would give it 10 out of 10. But I understand, like, they had to do it the way they did. Because the way this is filmed, they did it in, like, clear, like, they had a shoestring budget, clearly. But they make it work. So don't let me saying that deter you. They make it work and it still looks good. So, yeah, but definitely 8 out of 10. Go watch it. And like I said, give me a like, a comment, and subscribe. Much blessings and abundance. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.